me to start?
Tell me about Bob. Tell me who you are first.
Well, I'm Jim Woods. I was the father of Eric Woods, who bought an old VW when he was 15. He wanted to have his own car, and it was a piece of junk. So I went to the junkyard to find interior stuff for it and found an old VW of the same vintage, a 68, that had the engine caught on fire. So I bought the whole car for $200 and brought it home, fixed it up for Eric, took the engine out of the first one, put it in that, and that became Eric's car. Well, I had the burnt up engine, decided to see if I could rebuild it, and it was pretty bad shape, and I did rebuild it. Ended up looking good, but it didn't do much good sitting on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So the place I went and bought all my parts, I asked if they knew of any old VWs that needed an engine I could get for a decent price, and he did. He had Bob.
Bob.
He didn't tell me it was his name at the time, so I bought that for $200, towed it home. The only thing worked on it was the wheels turned, so I could tow it home. It took about 6 months, restored it, fixed it up, and
you had like the floor had holes in it.
Yeah, it was in bad shape.
It was in bad shape.
Like I said, the only thing worked were the tires turned, the wheels turned, and I had to fix everything. I repaired the floors. I put new steel floors in it. Got new seat covers, new cushions for the seats. Just completely restored it. When I finished it, I took it over to the place where I bought it. And next thing I know, there's a couple of guys walking around it.
Were they impressed?
And they're going, "That's Bob! I can't believe that's Bob! Wow!" And I'd say, "Who are you?" I said, "Well, one of them said I used to own it. The other one said I took care of it for him." "That's Bob!" And I opened the trunk and I said, "See, it still has your orange carpet in the trunk. I haven't replaced it yet." He said, "Yeah, that's Bob's orange carpet," and all excited. And I said, "Okay. Why is it called Bob?" And they said, "Well, the guy who gave it to me, that's what he called it. So that's his name, is Bob." And he said, "The guy gave it to me, and when he gave it to me, he said, I'll give it to you on one condition, that you can never sell it. You can either give it away to someone else or trade it for something." Well, he traded it to the parts shop for a bill he owed him, and they charged me what he owed him. So now I'm passing it on, and I'm giving it to a family member who loves Volkswagens.
Is there a trade involved, or is it like...
I'm just going to give it to him.
Right.
Danny, quite frankly, hopes that he'll trade a Canon lens that he has.
Yeah.
But, I told him I'd give it to him. So that's the deal, and Bob's going away. I'm going to miss him.
Bob's going to Mexico, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we speculated whether he'd be Roberto.
Yeah. I'll ask Heine when he comes up. I said, "You going to call him Roberto?"
Right. And he'll carry on the tradition, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what does it mean to have this relationship with a car?
Well, I put my heart and soul in it, rebuilding it from scratch. I mean, I had it down to bare nothing, and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into it. A lot of work in my off hours at night and so on, and I'm going to miss him, but it's still just a car.
Right.
Yeah.
It's Bob.
But everyone knows Bob, and I think the community of Pine and Strawberry is going to be sadder or as sad as we are.
Maybe we'll need a parade for Bob.
Now when I drive through town, no one recognizes me. So maybe that's a plus.
Yeah. The guy who used to have Bob.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm getting too old to work on it all the time, and a car like this needs someone who's mechanically inclined and can and will work on it. You can't just ignore it, because it's a 1973 model, so it's pretty old, and it needs work. It needs someone who will take care of it.
Is it possible to have that relationship with a newer car?
No.
Didn't think so.
No way. A new car is just piece of electronic stuff that gets you from point A to point B. Bob is a piece of old technology that gets you from point A to point B, and along the way, you meet people everywhere you stop. I used to have one of those, and you talk about it, and it's just, it's a cultural thing, I guess.
Yes. Thank you for the story, Jim.
You're welcome.